It's wrinkled sheets. It's wrinkled sheets. It's really kind of neat being quarantined to listen to wrinkled sheets. Yeah. Welcome to the coronavirus episode of
Wrinkled Sheets.
I was waiting for you.
I didn't know what was happening.
I know. You were on your phone. You're looking up stuff. I know you're probably looking up topics, right?
Yes.
You're not on there.
I'm not Facebooking. I'm not looking at Instagram Live. It's
Any of that stuff.
no
Because everybody's going live.
on Instagram or Facebook or even Eventbrite. Josh Grayson's doing an Eventbrite event next Thursday.
I just got an alert. I'm not going to say the name of the person, but it's a comic is going to go live for 24 hours straight.
Why aren't you going to say the name?
Because I just don't want to. But, he's going to turn his man cave into a fan cave, providing 24 hours of entertainment as he stays up overnight to interact with fans.
I'm Googling. I'm Googling.
What are you Googling? To see who it is?
Yes.
Oh, I'll say who it is. It's Cowboy Bill Martin.
Oh.
But
Wow.
going to do a whole hazmat.
Well, I told you need to be doing like a YouTube live show every day. Just do like an hour. Just talk.
Oh, I'm definitely. I thought about that today because I haven't
Day
done.
one and you didn't do it.
I know, but I did do a Larry video, which has been doing very well, and that on YouTube, which the plays will make money, but not like a lot. But we're talking about what can we do to make money since I'm working a lot of cruise ships that have been canceled.
Right.
Cruise ships.
Even your comedy club gig next weekend has been canceled.
Yeah. So we're on hilarity lockdown.
Hilarity lockdown.
And guess that's why all these people are looking for revenue streams, I guess. What, are you not hearing something?
The fourth mic can be turned all the way down. There we go.
The fourth mic?
It's the phone jack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. You're a little low. You need to get closer.
I'm trying to be comfy. I worked all day from the house.
Yeah, that's got to be rough to get up out of bed, put some pajama pants on, and answer the phone.
I got up. I showered. I put on makeup. Just because I don't have to go to work doesn't mean you have to see the worst version of me.
You put on makeup?
You can't tell?
No, you always do such a natural look. You're not one of those overly made up people.
Not to be at home.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
I have eyeliner. You can see that there's eyeliner on my eyes.
Now that you say that, I can. You got a little eyeshadow. I see that. I thought maybe you just smudged some.
You're kind of mean right now.
No, I'm not. I'm just teasing you. You're just not in the mood because you got cabin fever. Last night, she goes, I know I never want to go out and do anything, but it really feels weird not going out and doing anything.
Because when you're home, you make me go out and do things. You don't make me. It's not like that. But when you're not home, I'm like, I don't want to go do anything. When you come home, it's like, we're going to go do something. And I know that. And I set that expectation in my head. We're approaching a weekend and we're not going to be able to go do anything. Because there's nothing to do.
We'll just have to do live streams.
We could go hiking.
To the fans.
It's going to be a beautiful weekend.
We're not supposed to go out.
We're not sheltered in place yet.
We are. We're just not. We're just not ordered by martial law yet. The governor has said shut down stuff. Don't go eat at restaurants.
We can organize the basement.
We could go hiking or something. I don't care if I die by the virus. Besides cleaning up this basement. Don't make jokes about dying by the virus. There are people that are dying of the virus. It's not funny. I'm scared.
When did we let other people join in?
I'm just pretending to be reading one of the tweets under my, I've been doing coronavirus kind of jokes and parodies and stuff because it's topical. And so many people have said to me, thank you, thanks for bringing some levity to this. Thank you. I've been miserable all day. This is the first time I've laughed all day. Mm-hmm. And then you'll get like 50 of those, and then you'll get, it's not funny. There's nothing funny about this. I have lost, I've been in my house all day, and I.
Right.
So you can't make everybody happy. That's one of the things I've learned about comedy is quit trying to make everybody happy. When I was on the radio, I felt that was always being pushed at us. Mm-hmm. Make everybody happy. Remember who you're talking to. You know, that whole thing.
You can't make everyone happy.
You can't make everybody happy. That's why I always like, let me pick a character and be that. If it pisses people off, that's fine, you know?
Right.
Because Howard Stern always said, if you get 50% to hate you and 50% to love you, they're all going to listen to you. Because they love you, they're going to hear you. If they hate you, they want to listen to catch you at something.
Right. That's true.
So you can't please everybody. So it would always be in those meetings like, okay, all right, fine. Yeah, I won't say that again. Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you for the feedback.
Thank you. Isn't that one of the reasons you said you couldn't do or didn't want to do radio anymore? Was those meetings that were always nothing but negativity?
Yeah. It's rare that you got positive feedback. It's fine.
I used to love when you get a text.
Or an email.
Or an email. Well, with the they had the instant message. Remember, it was on the thing. And it would say, what just happened there? Obviously, you were listening. That's why you just...
That's why you just commented.
That's why, yeah. What just happened there? So now that's distracting you from the show, and that's making your brain go, well, maybe I shouldn't talk about stuff then.
Right.
For the rest of the day.
So then you, shut down.
Yeah.
What are the radio people doing? Are they podcasting from home?
I don't know. I should check with some of my radio friends. Though you did see a thing I showed you about the radio station in L.A., because of the...
That's on a whole different topic.
No, they got fired over the phone because of the lockdown.
Yes.
The people didn't come in. They just called each individual person.
And let them go. Yes.
While they were trying to do a on-air quarantined show.
That's crazy. What are they going to do now?
I don't know. After 30 years.
Yeah.
What a way to be let go.
Right? That would be challenging.
Sometimes I think people use situations like this to their advantage.
Oh, definitely. I definitely see that. And as an employee, you're like, I don't want to work from home for 2 weeks straight. What if you forget about me? And you're like, I don't need her.
Yeah, we figured out we don't have to have that position here.
I can work from home all the time. No, I couldn't. It would drive me nuts.
It would drive me nuts.
You would hate me being home all the time?
No.
Do I bother you?
No, I just think it's
I leave you alone.
You do. I just think it's funny that I hear you on the phone up there, and then all of a sudden I'll see you behind me. And then you're back on the phone, and then I hear the door open, and you're back behind me. It's kind of like, I'm done with that phone call. I should put something in the dishwasher. I still should go back to work. Oh, look at this. I should throw this away. Oh, I need a phone call. Is that kind of the way
It's how it was this morning. It was slow. I had my scheduled calls, but other than that, I wasn't receiving much, via email or instant message.
Probably like a lot of people. And
then all of a sudden at 1 p.m., the rest of the world woke up. And I was like, I've been at this since 6:30 a.m. What the heck? And that is the problem with working from home, because I get up and I get ready. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to not start working because I enjoy my job. I enjoy what I do. It's like putting pieces of a puzzle together constantly. And then I can't log off at 4:30.
You can't?
No.
Why? Because
everybody else wakes up at 1:30. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So wake up later.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Oh, I know some of my...
I don't want to get in that habit. I have to go back to work in 2 weeks.
Some of my artist friends, a couple guys that I know that were syndicated cartoonists, they always said they did better work when they went to the studio. They could work from the house, but they would go to a studio just so they would feel like they were going to work.
Yeah. I've heard of people doing that. They would
rent a space for that, you know?
Yes. I just got a notification from DirecTV. Showtime is free. Beginning today through the 26th.
Oh, they want to get you hooked. That's like a pusher.
And they know you're all at home.
Yeah, that's like a pusher.
Chilling.
Here, try it. See if you like it. First one's free.
Yeah. You've been watching the same old stuff that you watch all the time today?
I watch the stuff I like.
But I thought there were shows that you wanted to binge.
There is, but I go down a rabbit hole of I haven't seen this show in a long time. And today, you were like, what are you watching? Hazel. What is Hazel?
I've never heard of Hazel.
Hazel was an old TV show from the 60s that my parents used to watch. Oh. I don't really remember it well. I just remember, this is that show Hazel.
You know what show my parents used to watch that I would enjoy?
What?
Mr. Ed. I love the talking horse.
A horse is a horse.
Of course.
And no one can talk to a horse. Of course. That is, unless, of course, the horse is the famous Mr. Ed.
They don't play that anymore, do they?
Somewhere. I guarantee you somewhere. One of the channels. There's a new flood of channels that are happening all of a sudden. There's MeTV, FETV, what's the other one? Grit. Grit is an old westerns. It's all old westerns channel.
That's exciting.
What was the other one that I just saw? There's a bunch of those, and they're showing nothing but the old reruns, and they're like different time periods almost. Like a bunch from the 50s on this channel, and a bunch from the 70s here. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. What about like the 80s and 90s?
I think that's Nick at Night now.
Oh, I love Friends.
That's what those Nick at Night used to be. With these old channels
Mom is from like the 2000s.
I know. I think that's weird. I think sometimes they don't pay much attention to other. We just gotta fill this hole with something.
They do like surveys about people's favorite TV shows, and I don't know.
But Nick at Night used to be for the
Mr. Ed.
Yeah, but if you're going to do classic shows like Friends, that's still 20 years ago. Go back and go do the 20 years, not like
Seinfeld.
Yeah, like hey, this was on the other night, Mom.
I liked that episode of Mom. I haven't seen it in a while. I fell asleep before it was over, thank goodness.
Oh, I ended up watching like 4 in a row because I've never really watched it in first run.
Oh.
You do, because you like those half-hour kind of.
That's one of my half-hour shows that I watch without you, because you're not a big sitcom fan.
No.
But I saved Sheldon for you.
Good. Young Sheldon. Young Sheldon is
I didn't know you liked it.
Well written, well done, well directed, well produced.
It's because you see yourself in Young Sheldon. He's a little boy in Houston in the 60s or 70s, and you're probably
I think it's the 80s.
Oh,
I think it's the 80s. So. I do, because some of the references they've done.
Well, maybe. Because
he's not supposed. If it was the 60s, Sheldon would be like 50 or 60 now.
You're right. There's that math you do so well. See, you're so smart, like Sheldon. But I feel like because he's a young boy back in the day in like the Houston area, it seems like, right?
Well, I can relate to that, but I think the reason I do like it is it's not a typical sitcom corny formula. It's shot like a little mini movie. You can tell it's not like the live audience sets and stuff. Mm-hmm. It's like an old time kind of.
Do you have a crush on the grandma?
No, Annie Potts?
The lady from Designing Women.
Oh, Ghostbusters.
But Designing Women.
I know. But when I see her, I always think Ghostbusters.
I thought Ghostbusters was scary.
What? Slimer scared you?
They got a little dark there.
With the dogs that came alive?
Did you see the great news? Since we're all quarantined, Hallmark is going to do a Christmas movie marathon.
I see the way you moved away from the scary stuff. Yeah, my friend Brian Hayner, who I was on tour with, he posted on Facebook the thing about Hallmark doing a binge thing, and he goes, just when you thought this quarantine couldn't be any more, any hell or something more like that. I was like, yes. She's already told me about this. Marathoning the Christmas movies.
We have 4 TVs. You can watch your stuff in the basement.
Hi. I've lost my job here in the big city.
Stop.
It's Christmas time. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm so sad. Maybe I'll go home and visit the parents in that little small Vermont town. Oh, it's so lonely here. I'll never meet anybody. Ding dong. Hi. I'm your new love. I just showed up out of nowhere. I'm not even a good plot point.
Oh, stop. This last weekend, you were in Tulsa doing stuff. And I feel like, okay, if you listen to 2 Girls and a Bottle of Wine, and if you're not, you should. That's my podcast with my girlfriends. So, like, over the last 2 weeks, the progression of the coronavirus has, like, been insanity.
The quickening.
Oh, my gosh. So the last 3 podcasts with 2 Girls and a Bottle of Wine, we've kind of discussed it because one of the girls that's on the podcast works in the lab at Children's Hospital of Denver, and they are accepting coronavirus tests to test for the coronavirus. So she has the latest and greatest, and she keeps us up to date. But it's just insane how quickly it escalated. And then all of a sudden, you were in Tulsa, and the world was feeling like it was coming to an end. Like, it was escalating so quickly. Thankfully, I had no plans, but then I kind of wish I had plans, because now I'm not going to have plans for the foreseeable future.
Yeah. Well, it was like that in Tulsa. That like the Wednesday night show was fine, and then we got the word that it might be tightening down on Thursday, and then Friday we thought, oh man, they may close the club. I wonder if there's going to be a show. Oh, there's going to be a show. Saturday night at the club was fantastic.
Everyone's like, we got to get out before they can't. We can't.
I think if the club was packed, the show, they came for a great time. The show was awesome. And then they were like, next week's canceled.
I do feel like the coronavirus, and this makes sense, that it like started on the coast and it's moving in, because like where we are, we're like a week behind San Francisco. Where my father is in Missouri, they're like a week behind us, where they're just now talking about closing the restaurants, bars, and movie theaters.
Well, it's the big cities that got hit, and a lot of that was the international travel, and a lot of that, which is going to sound like, oh my God, he sounds like one of those. It was the Asian tourists that were coming back to the big cities. That's what they've actually said. That was because the first few patients were like, oh, they just got back from a trip to, and so I think it's one of those, like that old commercial. They tell two people, and they tell two people, and so on, and so on, and so on. And it's just, the commercial used to be like, fill the screen. That's what happens. Like, one gets it, you bump two gets it, three, four. You're on a plane, the plane's...
And that is why it's a pandemic, and we're all locked in our houses.
But everybody thinks pandemic means, oh my God, we're going to die.
No, but I do think God might be coming back.
You do?
I was thinking about that the last couple days. It might be the return of Christ.
Wow. Okay. And where did that come from, Little Miss Sunshine?
That's a good thing. If Jesus comes back...
Jesus is only coming back because it's over. That's the...
Right, but if you're we don't really want
it to be over, do we?
Yeah, because we can go to heaven and skip along the gates or through the...
She's drinking.
Stop. Anyway, where were we
going? What made you think that this might be it? Why?
Because this isn't anything that anyone has ever experienced before in their lives.
Yeah, they have. Just not us.
Who? What?
The flu of 1918, which wiped out like hundreds of thousands of people.
Oh, nobody told me that, because nobody's alive that went through that I know.
I'm not alive either. But if you watch the news...
I don't.
I know.
I watch the local news. They keep it light and fluffy.
Well, they were for a while. And then, like last night when you switched it over, they had a big giant coronavirus picture in the back almost the entire time, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so maybe Jesus isn't coming back. But maybe he is. We'll see.
I thought you were just going to say, I think maybe Jesus in the hearts of people might be coming back, that they're finding out maybe we should be a little more loving, or maybe a little more understanding, or maybe we shouldn't buy every freaking roll of toilet paper.
I don't think they haven't thought that through. The president, the governor, everyone has let us know the supply chain is fine. We're not running out of those things. And now that the service industry is unemployed, the supply chain people can get even more employees.
Well, today, when I had to make the run to the grocery store, because I needed almond milk for coffee, and you were like, oh,
totally.
If you're going to the store...
Your card just got a little dinged. You could have just said milk.
No. Almond milk for my coffee. But anyway, I said I'm going to go, and she's like, oh, well, we need this and this, and I'll give you a list.
There was only 3 items.
Well, it still was a list. And I realized, I even shot a little video when out to the car, that I had rubber gloves on.
I told you should wear rubber gloves.
I had like construction worker goggles on.
Yes.
And
you were missing a mask.
Yeah, I didn't have a...
But you have that motorcycle mask.
I guess I could have done that, the motorcycle mask. But I walked out thinking... This is like in the movies where you're walking out into the...
Did you wear the gloves into the store?
I did. There was other people with gloves in the store, too.
I've seen pictures.
And but walking around the store, you start thinking, I'm in one of those movies that's like, you don't know what germ, who's got the germ, who is the, like, it's almost like Walking Dead.
Because you can carry it for several,
virus?
like, isn't it 2 weeks before you even have symptoms?
Yeah, and not only that, they say that you can, if somebody was to cough, it can linger in the air, and it can get on, like, cardboard. So imagine that somebody's stocking shelves, doesn't know it, box goes on the shelf, and your hand goes and touches the...
And like your son pointed out, you were in the target area, or target age group.
No, I'm not.
I don't know what the targeted age group is.
It's 70 and over, and dead is 80 and over. Most it is.
Dead is 80 and over. That's horrible.
Yeah, most of the people
that are passing
away from this are 80 and over.
Okay.
That's not being...
Is your mom wrapped up in, like, saran wrap?
Yeah, I don't know. My mom is... Some of you may or may not know. Probably don't. My mom is in a rehab because she fell and broke her wrist. And she had... was it pneumonia, but something like that. She
bronchitis?
Had bronchitis. And so they put her in rehab. And my sister's down there with her. And they're like, nope, you can't come visit. The whole place is on lockdown. And... my mom really can't understand why.
Well, I think
she says, my sister goes, no, she gets it, that the coronavirus and they want to keep people away. She just doesn't understand why it affects us if we don't have it. Well, I go, that's what I go.
Wasn't there was a assisted living facility in Washington?
Like, yeah, that's where the first big cluster was.
Double digits of people died because workers contracted it and didn't know and got like the assisted living residents.
Yeah. The episode of Bull the other night that was so good.
It was about anthrax.
It's about anthrax, but it was basically about the same thing that's happening now. Like it's in the air and somebody might be on somebody else.
And Michael Weatherly did a disclaimer at the beginning. It was like, this was filmed ahead of time.
Yeah.
But even though we're going through all this stuff, this was not...
This was done filmed months ago, and it has nothing to do.
It's a good episode if you want to go back and watch.
But one of the things they said in there that was like, was they were talking about quarantine. If you really want to stop this, if you really want to do it, you have to quarantine the people that have it and not let anybody in. Not let health workers in, because if you let a health worker in, there's a chance they can take it out. Mm-hmm. There's just that chance. And they said the only way to absolutely stop anything like this is you take the people that have it, quarantine them. If they make it, they make it. If they don't, they don't.
But it's so rampant right now.
That sounds so horrible, doesn't it?
It's so, like, there's so many people with it. And there's so many people that have come in contact. And because the incubation period is so long, you don't know.
I know.
It's a weird
Does it scare you? Are you just like, no, one of those, if Jesus wants me, he's going to come get me?
Well, there's that. My heart says that. But then when I sit here and think about, like, the uncertainty of the future, I don't know what it looks like. They're saying this could be like July, August before it
completely goes away.
Yeah. Like, are we going to be in lockdown? Like, I love you, Steve.
But I don't want to be locked down with you.
But I feel like you might start hating me if we're stuck in a house together for that long.
Well, I worry more about the fact that there wouldn't be any income.
I'm working.
Yeah.
But I have my own bills.
Yeah. So for right now, the works that I have had canceled, I'm basically unemployed for a month.
Can you sign up for unemployment?
No.
You could go work at Amazon.
And that's just this. That's right now. That's not saying what if this happens again. You know, like, oh, sorry, next month we're still not. You know,
you could go work at King Soopers.
Yeah, or I could do live streams and have people.
That's what I said. Circling back. That's why I said you should be doing YouTube live. I could do live stream.
I think I'm going to do tomorrow. That you probably, whoever hears this is not going to be tomorrow, but I'm probably going to do, remember when I was doing a thing for a while, a hot cup of common sense?
Yes.
And I had the little logo made and everything.
Did you do that on YouTube?
Yes.
You should do that.
And I was thinking I might.
But don't be negative about coronavirus.
Why not?
Don't call it what the president called it.
The Chinese virus?
That's so bad.
Why is it bad?
Because.
Like, why is it? I'm going to get your why is it? Because I don't think it's bad at all. And I think part of what he's doing is that they tried to say, China tried to say that we started it. And he is like, no, this was coming from you guys. They did a whole thing.
Didn't they do a study that came from like bats or something, or meat or something in China?
Yeah, they think it's
so
somebody ate a bat.
just because it started in China, it doesn't that. Think
it's
of
the Chinese.
all the Chinese people. Like it doesn't.
He's not talking about Chinese people. That's what he's been arguing about. And other people in the talking heads. He's not talking about the Chinese people. It started.
I should not have jumped into
in
this
China.
Conversation.
Why?
Because you watch more news than I do.
Oh.
And I am just.
That's why I did. I did a whole video with like, if something is born in Texas, someone is born in Texas, Texan. If you're born in Oklahoma, if the virus was born in China, it's a Chinese virus. It's not like he's going, "Oh, you nasty Chinese people that don't wash your hands and wipe without paper." He didn't know stuff like that. I just making stuff up.
So now that we're quarantined, one, you should probably not go grocery shopping anymore because your income is zero coming in, and I just realized that, and I feel really bad. So leave the grocery shopping to me. We have plenty of food.
Yeah. But two good things are about to happen. I'm holding up 4 fingers.
Yeah, you are.
But I'm doing two on both hands. That's why I went.
You're like coming at me.
As I have my new comedy album coming out.
In April.
Yes.
This is a good time for an album to be dropped.
I know. And matter of fact, I had an email today from the record company asking me, they like, there's 4 tracks that they really like, and they want to do an animation video.
Which 4?
One of them is about you.
In what manner?
She doesn't know how to use an alarm clock. She doesn't have to be at work till 8, but the alarm goes off at 4, 4:15, 4:30,
okay.
4:40.
All right, cool.
That was the other one is the history of beer.
Mm-hmm. That's old.
Yeah, but it's never been turned into a.
Okay.
It's never been on an album. It has never been done into a video. They want to do an animated video.
Okay, cool, fun.
And the other one was, I can't remember the fourth one, but the other one was the candles. About candles.
Oh, that's good. You could probably get Bath and Body Works sponsorships.
No, probably not, because I'm making fun of all the...
Do you say Bath and Body Works?
I think
or do you just say 3 Wick?
I think I say Bath and Body Works, but I do mention the 3 Wicks. But I do make fun of the other place, Blood Bath and Beyond.
I don't go there much. That's you place.
I know. But I can't. When you're making a joke about stuff, you can't go,
I know.
It's not really my wife all the time that does this.
Steve, I know there's no logic to your jokes. Sometimes you just turn reality into semi-reality to make it funny. I get that. I wasn't trying to
like the Ring doorbell and you listening to Murder Podcast.
It's disconnected.
Well,
Our Ring doorbell hasn't been disconnected ever.
The Wi-Fi went down, so it's got to be fixed. But that bit that I sent to you was a brand new bit. And I'm like, see, I wish I could put that on the album. So now I have to start thinking about stuff for the next album.
Yes, you should have a list of your newer jokes.
Like brand new stuff. Why'd that kick in? Alexa almost kicked. Alexa?
What's up?
Alexa, what's the weather?
In Parker, there's a blizzard warning in effect until
it's
Friday,
snowing.
March 20th, 6 a.m. The current weather is 30 degrees Fahrenheit with snow. Throughout the night, you can expect more of the same, with a low of 18 degrees.
Yeah, on top of this whole Corona fun, we have a blizzard.
Yeah. Hey, Alexa, what's the snow totals for Denver?
In Denver, Colorado, it's snowing right now. You can expect about 2.59 inches. By the way, there's a winter storm warning for that area until Friday, March 20th,
She's so sweet.
6 a.m.
Oh.
Alexa, what did I miss?
You don't have any notifications.
Alexa, tell me a joke.
Why doesn't the gingerbread man have teeth?
Why?
Chronic gingivitis.
Gingivitis! Ha 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 ha. Thank you.
Alexa, why are you purple?
A single flash of purple light means that Do Not Disturb is on, so you won't receive notifications for calls, messages, or drop-ins.
Okay.
To turn it off, say, Alexa, turn off Do Not Disturb.
She was flashing purple.
Why? She is. Did you do that at some point?
Alexa, turn off Do Not Disturb.
Do Not Disturb is now off.
I don't know what it was on in the first place.
Wow. We're not getting notifications and stuff.
Maybe that's what affected the ring.
Oh, maybe that was
Probably
not. Anyway, we're boring people. Thank you for staying with us, people.
That
Sorry.
was a fun Alexa
That was
game.
a little Alexa
So with
sidebar.
us being quarantined, what activities do you plan on doing to entertain yourself and myself?
It's called Hulu and Pluto TV and DVR. Basically, my life hasn't changed at all.
I know.
Yours has.
Yes.
If I was on a ship right now,
You would be watching Fox News.
it'd be the exact same, except I'd go do a show and get paid. Now I just gonna be doing what I do all day long without income.
Do we have any board games?
You know what board games are? Bored. That's what you're bored when you play them.
I have Uno and Phase 10 upstairs.
Oh, Uno is okay.
You don't like Phase 10? I love Phase 10.
No, I don't really know if I know Phase 10.
You've played it with me in the cabin.
I did? Which one is that? How's that go?
You have the numbers. It looks like Uno, but there's numbers.
I don't remember. I barely remember Uno because we haven't done that in years.
I know, because you hate board games. Before you, I had like game nights with friends. And then you came along and you're like, what? No.
Yeah, well, see how game night was so 10 years ago. You know, how we go through, it was like a movie. They even made a movie called Game Night.
You know what are popular right now? Puzzles.
Oh,
You hate puzzles.
yes. I actually had an old bit that I used to do. If anybody ever sees me doing a jigsaw puzzle, please just hit me in the head with a hammer.
They don't call it jigsaw anymore.
I know, just puzzles. But you go to, I'd see people at Goodwill buying a puzzle, like a 500-piece puzzle, and there's a piece missing.
Maybe.
Wouldn't that be horrible that you're doing a puzzle, all of a sudden you're like, there's 2 freaking pieces missing. I have a hole right in the center of this.
That would be sad.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of things we can do together.
We can watch TV together.
I have a little...
We can podcast together. We could do actually more of these.
More podcasts.
That's what I recorded my podcast yesterday, Remasculate.
Remasculate.
With Jimmy Schubert. Jimmy is a comic actor. He's been in a lot of movies. If you looked him up, you'd know who he was. But he was my guest yesterday. And he's like, hey, while we're all in quarantine, we should do this again. I was like, maybe we should just do it every day.
And he said no.
No, he didn't say no. He just kind of went, But I think it is one of those things, like you said, that I saw the thing that Miley Cyrus was doing an Instagram talk show. And you go, oh, yeah, she's been doing that. Maybe that's what people are doing,
Well, they are.
For something to do.
We watched Jake Owen last night do a little Instagram live.
90s music.
I hear that Keith Urban has done it. Pink has done it. Miranda's going to do something on maybe the Facebook or something tomorrow because she has a brand new video that's dropping for Bluebird. So I'm really excited about that.
What? It's getting quiet.
That's because you didn't have anything to say.
Well, I didn't know about this video at all.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to go
for Bluebird. Bluebird is my current ringtone. That's how much I love that song.
Oh. Okay.
Do people still do ringtones or is it just me?
I think it's just you. I don't ever hear anything about ringtones anymore. It used to be like, download this, buy your ringtone. This song is now available as a ringtone.
Yeah.
How did you get this ringtone? Did you make it?
It's on Apple Music.
As a ringtone?
Uh-huh.
So I guess maybe people still are doing it.
Yeah.
Oh.
What's your ringtone? Just an Apple default
whatever
noise?
the default, yeah. I like that it's low, that doesn't disturb you too much,
Well, as you get older, you're not going to be able to hear that as well.
Huh? What about our friend JB who has, oh my God?
That's his ringtone?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's Janice.
I know who it was.
Yeah, but
You
he has
didn't
the
have to tell me.
actual Janice clip.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But working in an office environment and going to sleep as early as I do, my ringer is typically off.
Does it vibrate?
Mm-hmm. But if I'm asleep, I'm not going to hear it.
I do. I'm watching TV and I hear your phone on your
Mm-hmm.
nightstand. Zzz, 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 zzz.
But, but you know, working in an office environment and going to sleep as early as I do, my ringer is typically off.
Does it vibrate? Mm-hmm. I do. I'm watching TV and I hear your phone on your nightstand. Zzz, zzz, zzz.
I got nothing going on. It's usually news alerts, or I do have a couple friends that like to stay up late. Like Monica's a big later person than me.
A big later? She's a big later.
But yeah, I go to sleep early.
Way early.
But I don't have Cycle Bar coming up because they closed that.
Well, Texas closed today. Governor Abbott closed all gyms. That was one of the alerts I got. All gyms were closed in Texas. Why would you want to go to a place that you know that people are sweaty? Just piles of wet stuff. Why would you even think that's probably a good idea?
I went to Cycle Bar on Monday.
That's what I'm saying. Why would you assume that going to a place...
They have hand sanitizer. They have wipes. I wash my hands before the workout and after the workout.
That's you. How many people are like you? How many people have you ever been to one of the gyms and you see them not wipe down a machine when they're done?
You just want to go up to them and finger shake in their face and
Don't
be
you?
like, dude, or dudette.
Or just go over and do it and make a face at them. Be mean mugging them the whole time.
If I worked at a gym, I would be doing that constantly.
You would?
Yeah. I'd be like, wash your machines.
Speaking of gym, I went the other day before this crap hit the fan. Remember, because I said, you were like, oh yeah, you're going to the gym. And I
I'm
sent you
so
the picture.
happy for you.
Yeah. I forgot. I don't know why I slipped my mind, but Planet Fitness that we belong to, I went and sat in the hydro chair.
Yeah.
I was like, this was marvelous. Why don't I do this every day? I'm a member of this gym. I could look across the way. There is another whole table, like a massage table. Why am I not here every day? I don't understand.
That's why we got the advanced.
I know. And it dawned on me.
Oh.
Because I always think, I'll go to the gym and I'll do the 30 minutes. Oh, well, if I ride the bike, I'm one of those people that I have time management problems.
Yeah, you do.
I
You've
do.
been trying to take a shower for the last 12 hours.
I know. And I was going to take one. And you go, I thought we were going to podcast. All right, I'll take it after the podcast. But
after we eat.
But what I was going to say is, a lot of times I go, I'll go to the gym. Should I just ride the bike today? Or maybe I'll just do the 30-minute, because that's what I like about Planet Fitness. Have that 30-minute thing. We lift weights and do the whole...
Yeah, it's like Curves used to have.
I like that. But I think, well, if I do that, should I do that or the bike? Oh, I'm confused.
You could do both.
That's what I end up doing most of the time.
Yeah.
So I'm always thinking if I could do a good 30 minutes in the gym, that'd be enough, because that's what they always say, like 20 to 30 minutes of act. Right.
Steve, you're just not an athletic person, but you're getting to the age where you need to be active.
Okay. But I did just have that complete physical.
Doctor said
I know.
You need to do weights.
Right.
Which you didn't mention at all during that bike.
What, right then? Mm-hmm. I said the weights and the thing in the 30-minute.
Yeah.
I said that.
My office got a massage chair, and I have been spending time in it every single day. And then they closed the office. So you need to become a better massager.
I have a massage chair in the office. There's that if you sit on it, it has the shiatsu things that goes down the back and up the butt.
It's not as... I've sat on that. It's not as it doesn't get in there.
It's not as deep as that expensive chair.
Right.
That we almost bought at the rodeo.
We did not almost buy it. We have nowhere to put that.
Well, we sat there and used it and talked about it, and then went, well, we're not buying it right now.
And then the sales guy was like,
okay, out of here. I'm out of here.
Bye. Yes.
My brother said they almost did that too. That they sat in the chair at the Houston rodeo and was like, oh, we should have one of these.
But
I wonder how many people get sucked into that right there at the moment.
Thousands of dollars down.
Yeah, it was like $6,000.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. But
it did hands, feet, legs. There wasn't like a part of you that you slid your arm into the slots and your legs and your feet bottom of your feet got...
That's how the one at my work is. It's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
It is amazing.
We still might need one of those if I ever get employed again.
I know. We're going to have to start selling your things.
I know.
You have so many things.
We've been down that.
We've been down that. Okay.
What do you have?
So, Maryland has a distillery that switched from making liquor to hand sanitizer.
Can't you just use liquor as hand sanitizer?
I don't think so.
Couldn't you just pour some Jack Daniels on your hand? And
I think the alcohol volume is not enough.
Oh.
And they made hand sanitizer from a recipe of ethanol, glycerol, aloe vera gel, lemongrass oil, and vitamin E oil. So it's got some of that nourishing stuff.
Well, what happens to their vats and machines now? They got all that gunk in there. Is it going to make their alcohol taste funny?
It doesn't say. But no, I bet they clean them properly before they start distilling alcohol.
How would you clean out all of that stuff?
You run
for
things
something that
through
you want to drink. That's hand sanitizer, gel, gunky stuff, all through those little tiny pipes and drips and coils and.
I don't know, but I think that's very nice of them to do because we are short on hand sanitizer.
Well, that's one of the reasons that Trump did the whole kind of thing that we're at war, so he could enact the war powers of like companies. You got to go 24 hours. Start making masks. Start making ventilators. You know, we're on. This is order. This would be paid for. Just go do it. You know?
In Houston, Texas. There was an anonymous customer at a Houston restaurant that left a $9,400 tip just hours after the county announced mandatory business closings.
What business?
Irma's Southwest Restaurant in downtown Houston.
Irma's?
You know Irma's?
Is it? There's Irma's Mexican food in Pearland.
It's IRMA.
Oh, different.
Yeah. So I thought that was nice. Look at all these people doing nice things.
Oh, that's Emma's. Emma's in Pearland. Emma's is the Mexican restaurant. Irma. Who names their kid Irma?
I don't know that we go down that rabbit hole.
What rabbit hole is that? What rabbit hole is Irma?
Why do people name their children Bubba? Yeah, there's things we just avoid. Everyone does things because it's a free country and we can do what we want within the reason of law.
Why would you name your child Bubba?
I don't know.
I know a Bubba. I have a friend named Bubba. It's not his real name. It's Harold, but everybody calls him Bubba.
I call my brother Bubba, but his name is Carl.
And you just, every time you say that, you think of the guy from Sling Blade, right?
No.
Carl. I like biscuits and gravy.
No, I grew up with a father named Carl and a brother named Carl. So...
So y'all didn't do Little Carl, Big Carl, Carl Jr.?
It's Carl with a K and Carl with a C.
One.
What?
You didn't do K Carl.
K Carl.
Hey, K
C Carl. No, one was Dad and one was Carl. In Kentucky, there was a gas station that lowered its gas to 99 cents a gallon, and it sold out
like immediately, like boom.
I would have driven there. 99 cents a gallon?
Do you use the Gas Buddy?
No, because when I started dating you made fun of me because I would be like, well, you can get cheaper gas like a mile down the road. And you're like, why would you drive another mile?
Why would you waste gas to go buy gas?
So I stopped paying attention to gas prices.
Well, I pay attention to gas prices, but my sister uses that Gas Buddy thing.
Yeah, I used to have that app.
She has that app, and that when last time she was here and I was with her, she's like, well, we got to drive over to such and such because the gas is 4 cents cheaper.
Did you tell her that was silly?
No, I'm not married to her.
You tell me my stuff's silly, but your sister, whatevs. She's the smart one that you go to for all of the advice.
She is.
I know. I'm sitting here like, he must think I'm an idiot.
I don't. But you know actually, you're the same way. Ask your sister. What does she think? What does she...
That's not the same thing. You should ask me first, and then I say... I don't know. Go to your sister.
My sister writes the best business letters ever.
Yes. I don't have the patience.
She I don't know if she does like research or stuff, but she has so many facts in a letter that the CEO calls her back. Mm-hmm. That's happened several times.
She gets a response.
Yeah. Or she gets a brain like... The burner on my stove wasn't working. Guess what? There's a whole new stove.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, whatever letter she wrote, it wasn't about replacing it. It's like it took too long and I needed it and I didn't get my food and blah, blah, blah. And She'll do the same thing with like airline tickets. Or,
she should like teach a class online and
on
make
business,
money.
like business letters.
How to write a business letter. I think she could do a TED Talk.
She probably could do a TED Talk. That'd be awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. What'd you find? I saw you looking at your phone again. Are you texting Monica, the late nighter?
I'm not texting Monica. She's in San Francisco. She's shelter in place, y'all. The Denver mayor says that shelter in place should be on regional rather than city levels if it happens. A lot of buzz is happening about how...
What does that mean? I don't understand.
Hancock, our mayor of Denver, not our mayor, but the mayor of Denver, emphasized that he'd rather see a lockdown like the one occurring in California's San Francisco Bay Area occur on a regional level rather than simply within city boundaries. So if they did a lockdown, he would like to see it the Denver area rather than just Denver.
Like the whole area, like the surrounding area. Mm-hmm. And not, obviously, well, the way I thought you said that was like regional. Be like, well, it's really bad in Arvada, so just shut that part down. Or
that's kind of how it
Rock
is right
has
now.
It, just shut that down.
So he would like to see it instead of Denver, Arvada, Castle Rock, within a radius, the region of Denver.
Yeah, just lock it down.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see. A lot of buzz. I have friends saying that they have reputable sources that are telling them we're going to have a shelter in place.
I'm not really scared. I kind of am.
Why would you be scared?
Well, because I'm not scared.
Words. Use your words.
I'm not scared like I'm frightened. I'm going to die from this. Like if I go outside, I'm going to get a molecule in my nose. But I know there's people like that. Mm-hmm. And so reading their stuff has made me a little more like, well,
you definitely
I can see
concealed
their point.
carried today.
I did. I had my gun on.
I think it was out of like you were scared.
No, it was.
Yes.
No, it was.
You didn't want someone to like attack you for the toilet paper you needed.
That's true.
We didn't.
But no, that wasn't it. Actually, I put my gun on because when I was putting the gloves on and the goggles, I was like, if we're gonna go protection, let's just overdo it.
Yes.
Let's just over. So that's why I took a picture. Like, look at this, I'm going out into zombie land.
Got it. So you're not scared. You're just a little anxious?
A little anxious, I guess. I'm kind of like okay being inside because that's what I do. So.
And you're inside with me.
Right. And we just went through this. We just talked about that. But what I'm saying is I can see now why some people might. When you start reading the news, like Italy just hit the most deaths. They're out now more than China. And then you got to remember, don't let that frighten you because we're not either one of those places. We don't hug like Italy. I was telling somebody else.
They hug and kiss.
They hug and kiss. 2 kisses on the cheek. That's the way they greet everybody. Mm-hmm. That's a cultural thing. We don't do that here.
Right.
So, again, we're not spreading it the same way they do. So don't get scared just because you read, that's what happened over there.
Isn't Italy a much smaller country and people more compact?
Yes.
The United States is very spread out in comparison to China and Italy.
Right, but that's why it hits like New York City or San Francisco. It's those heavily, densely populated big city things. But then everybody goes, I was just on a business meeting and I went back to Montana and I brought it with me.
Right. Yes. It's crazy. Monday, Tuesday, and part of Wednesday, I was going into the office. And then all of a sudden Wednesday morning, they're like, go home. We're done. We're working from home. I didn't, Tuesday, there was no sign that they were going to have us work from home. They were just going to, if you don't feel good, stay home. Other than that, come into the office. Mm-hmm. And I was like... This is because I was watching the news. I was opening the social media. And ever since this started, so probably about Thursday of last week, there's been this buzz in my subconscious of anxiety. Just what's going to happen next? Now that I'm home, I feel a little bit better.
Did you know that the first pet got it?
No, pets are safe.
No, the first. I thought
What
that
kind
too.
of pet?
I think it was a dog.
What kind of dog?
I don't know.
How old?
I don't know.
Butterfly.
Should we Google?
Did it die?
No, it just said the first known.
It was coughing.
Yeah, dog cough.
Dog cough. Little respiratory.
Kennel cough or whatever.
You need to Google that. You can't just bring that with.
You can't just bring that up or
As
whatever.
I'm holding our teacup poodle that is old. She's 10, and I love her to death. She's my best friend. I've never had a dog.
Hold on, let's just do this real quick. Alexa, tell me about the dog that caught coronavirus.
On December 31st, 2019, it was reported that a new coronavirus strain, COVID-19, was identified by Chinese researchers in connection
She gets
with an
confused.
Alexa,
emergency
stop.
based in-
She's confused.
Why don't you Google?
Well, because it leaves a...
No, I can talk about
Okay,
how much
okay.
I love my dog.
You go ahead and I'll Google.
So Butterfly is my first dog, and her name is Butterfly Airplane McGrew.
Mm-hmm.
And she wasn't mine originally. She was Steve's. So he bought it several months before we even started dating. But what?
You don't want to know.
I do. Was it
No.
a teacup poodle?
First dog to test positive for coronavirus has died in Hong Kong.
Oh, Hong Kong.
A dog wearing a face mask is seen on the streets of Shanghai, China, is what the picture. But the first known dog to test positive for the coronavirus has died in Hong Kong after apparently recovering from the disease, reports a local report. The pooch, a 17-year-old Pomeranian. What, 17 years old? So it wasn't the virus that killed it.
Yes, it was. It
says it after apparently recovering from the disease.
But I've heard that about the coronavirus. Like, you feel like you're recovering, and then all of a sudden it comes back.
The dog belonged to a 60-year-old woman who recovered from the virus herself and refused to allow the city's Fisheries and Conservation Department to conduct an autopsy on her pet. So it may or may not have been, though.
Right.
Okay. The Pom had been returned home Saturday after being isolated at a government facility since Wednesday. Officials used nasal, oral, and blood samples to repeatedly test the pup for the virus while in quarantine. Blood test came back negative. The dog considered to be the first... I skipped a line, sorry, but then it got it. And then the dog considered to be the first known case of human-to-animal transmission.
That's insanity.
Health officials in both New York and Hong Kong have said they don't believe domestic dogs and cats to be transmitters of the virus. So they can't give it, but we can give it to them. Oh,
Another reason to stay inside and not get it.
that's right. We can't go out.
So I just opened my Instagram, and Jake Owen is live, Caitlin Bristow is live, Chris Young is live. Steve, you should be going live. Not right now, but you should. You should be sharing your funnies.
We should be going live like right now. Look, hey, we're recording a podcast.
No, I'm not entertaining. What was I going to say? Oh, what are you listening to these days in podcast land?
Well, I listened to a murder podcast. Wish I
Which
could remember the
one?
name of it because it got suggested to me. One of those. Listen to this. And the other one was a comedy one that I just kind of discovered.
You should be able to
But I
open your
can't-
podcast app, and it should be right there.
Well, I got to unlock my phone. But that's what I'm opening the podcast.
So I just
What'd you
discovered
find?
a new podcast this week called Dolly Parton's America.
Uh-huh.
It's so good. I'm only on the first episode. There's 11 episodes, and it's really good. Dolly's a part of it.
A whole lot of it or just part of it?
Like, she does an interview, the host talks to her and then commentates and provides backstory. It's really good.
This one that it's called Triggered.
Is that the murder podcast?
No, that was the comedy one that I
What's
told
the
you.
murder one?
I can't remember. I have to look for that one. You said listen, pop it open and it'd be ready to go.
So if you go to your listen now,
Listen now.
do you see a list of all your
No,
podcasts?
that's the ones that I'm subscribed to. I didn't subscribe to it. I said it just
Oh.
got sent to me, so I listened to it. That's why I couldn't tell you the name. Don't you ever get those suggested by Podbean? Here's some
And I
new...
typically subscribe. I find it on Apple because Apple is my go-to.
Oh.
I'm still loving My Favorite Murder, Your Favorite Thing podcast with Wells and Brandy,
Mm-hmm.
The Killing of John Bonet, Murderish is a new one I picked up. Crime Junkie.
Ooh.
What?
The heater just stopped. It got quiet again.
It did. And there's a few Bachelor Nation ones that I listen to, like Ben and Ashley I, and the Almost Famous podcast, and then the Bachelor podcast. And yeah. Did you find it yet?
No.
Okay.
I was just looking through my subscribed ones, like Get Off My Lawn. I've been listening to that one. That's Gavin McInnes. I listened to that one. And I listened to this podcast. It's called South Pacific Medley of Hawaiian Music. It's a weekly. So
do you listen to Two Girls and a Bottle of Wine?
I have not in a while. I need to again. I listened to the one you said, you need to listen to this. So I listened to that one.
You need to listen to every single one.
Well,
what? I watched what you did today. It was a whole lot of nothing until you went to the store.
I watched my shows, my programs.
You watched your stories?
I watched my stories, Grandma. Oh, man.
Oh, well, this was fun.
Yeah. Well, we are there. So.
Okay, I felt like it.
Yeah. Where are we going to tell everybody where to find us?
You can find us on Wrinkled Sheets, on Podbean, on Spreaker. No, we're not on Spreaker anymore.
We're not at all?
No.
Oh.
We're on Facebook, Wrinkled Sheets Podcast. We're on Twitter, Wrinkled Sheets the number 1. We're on Instagram, Wrinkled Sheets Podcast. Find us everywhere. Follow Steve McGrew. Where? No?
I just say Google Steve McGrew. But you can YouTube, 2 Facebook pages. I got permanently banned from Twitter.
Yeah.
So that McGrew is gone.
You need to not
from,
be hateful.
From bitter. I wasn't hateful. I wasn't. This one was an attack. I got like gang reported because people found out I came back.
Oh.
That's what it was. I found out was.
And if you want to find me, I'm PinkBarb27 and Princess at ParkerCO on Instagram.
Yeah, so hit her up and then tell her what needs to be said to me.
Right?
Whatever.
People do that.
Do they?
They do.
What, they contact you and say, tell your husband.
Look what your husband's doing. Yes, you know they do.
Oh, yeah, you did get that. Look what your husband.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right, well, you guys stay safe, wash your hands, don't hoard the toilet paper, and share this podcast with your friends, and maybe we'll be back in a couple days.
If you find you're not feeling well, like too many trips around the carousel, call the doctor, that's what you do. The doc will take good care of you, and you'll feel better too. Wash your hands maybe 80 times a day. Wash your hands, do the germs and they'll go away. I don't remember all of the song.
I don't even know that song.
That's the song they played on the cruise ship. That's the healthy song. That's in the...
I've only been on one cruise. You've been on 100.
Yeah, but... Oh, well, I'm sure they played it. You just don't remember it.
Right.
And it's every day on your TV. And there's one channel that's like this. You hear it all the time.
So Royal
Wash
Caribbean's
your hands,
gonna file a copyright claim?
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.